Well, comes the weekend. The Bad Penny returns. Ladies and gentlemen, out on the left coast, it's Michael Snyder and his Culture Blast. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Alex, and come on, I'm more like the bad Benjamin. You know, it's all about the Benjamins.
It's all about the
Penny.
Benjamins. Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe I saw Straight Outta Compton too recently. But anyway, yeah, it's another weekend and more new movies, and we're at the end of the summer, so there's some doggy day activity going on in terms of the quality of the films. They're dropping a few things, and some of the more adult fare is squeaking through. So let's get to it. Well, let's start with the highly touted crap. Hitman, Agent 47 is the latest film in, I guess, the Hitman series. There was another film with a similar premise. And in this, a genetically engineered assassin takes on a mega corporation that's seeking to unlock the secrets of this guy's past to create an army of killers whose powers surpass his own. None of this is explained very clearly. Rupert Friend is Agent 47. We know he's Agent 47 because he has a barcode tattooed to the back of his neck with the numbers 47 on it. So maybe he's from the 47th batch of clones. I don't know. But in any case, Rupert Friend plays this guy. The supporting cast includes Hannah Ware, Zachary Quinto, who plays Spock in the reboot of Star Trek, and Kieran Hines, who's actually a pretty respected actor from the UK and Ireland area. Thomas Kretschmann, a good German actor, but this is a nonsensical special effects driven action circus. I just was like totally unimpressed, and there's all these epic battles or wannabe epic battles, and all these explosions and CGI skylines.
So they've replaced Timothy Olyphant in this one.
Yeah, essentially. And they're going to replace this guy if the numbers aren't good. Rupert Friend goes out the window. So much for clones.
This was started out as a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about as exciting as a video game. Only you don't have control over it. Therefore, you're not participating. Therefore, there's no user interface. Therefore, you're snoozing, or you're like your eyes are popped open and you're staring at the screen and not impressed. Directed by Alexander Bach, who may be one of the new wave of Russian action directors, but I was not impressed with Agent 47. American Ultra, on the other hand, is an action comedy starring Jesse Eisenberg, who's everybody's favorite, twisted nerd, playing here a small-town stoner who works the night shift in a supermarket and is totally unaware that he harbors a deadly secret that's going to radically change his life. Kristen Stewart co-stars as his blissed-out, super supportive, nuzzle-worthy girlfriend, and when the bottom drops out of their lives and members of Black Ops organizations converge on the tiny town to deal with this guy and his issues, things really kind of shifted to overdrive. Kristen Stewart never impressed me in the Twilight films, but she did a really good job opposite Juliette Binoche in Clouds of Sils Maria. I went, oh my God, she's an actor. And in this one, I actually like her. American Ultra, twisted, occasionally funny, and actually I thought worth checking out. And also it'll be great on home video as well. Topher Grace plays a slimy CIA agent. Nice to see him back at work. Tony Hale from Veep is another CIA agent. There's good work from John Leguizamo, and Connie Britton is the handler of a couple of these CIA living weapons. I enjoyed American Ultra flat out. She's Funny That Way is a surprise, a relatively new film from director Peter Bogdanovich. He's been doing character actor work and stuff like The Sopranos, but he's still apparently obsessed with the classic screwball comedies of Ernst Lubitsch, Preston Sturges, and the like from back in the 30s and 40s. And this film concerns the interconnected personal lives of the cast and crew of a Broadway production and the fallout from a producer paying a working-class New York hooker and would-be actress to leave prostitution and pursue her artistic muse. Of course, she's going to end up in this guy's latest Broadway show opposite his suspicious wife. The cast is really very high end. Owen Wilson is the producer. Catherine Hahn is the wife. Rhys Ifans is the male lead in the play, kind of a pompous Shakespearean type. Imogen Poots, the young British actress with the unfortunate name and the adorable demeanor, is the hooker. And Jennifer Aniston is her psychotherapist, emphasis on psycho. I mean, Aniston's pretty good playing these outlier roles, like in Horrible Bosses and in this. So kudos to her. Will Forte, Ileana Douglas, Joanna Lumley. They even match Sybil Shepherd, who starred in Bogdanovich's breakthrough film, The Last Picture Show, with Richard Lewis as the hooker's parents. I guess people got to work. After Bogdanovich did The Last Picture Show, he's been largely in this nostalgia mode. Paper Moon, What's Up, Doc, At Long Last Love. This is very much like At Long Last Love without the heavy-handed musical numbers. I never did like the latter two, and this has its moments and kind of a cool cast of archetypal showbiz characters, and it's kind of heartfelt, but it's strange, strains for laughs. It strains for laughs. If it's a comedy, you got to be able to laugh at it, and you don't laugh a lot. It's got a certain mustiness to it that the greatest screwball comedies don't, no matter how old they are. Lubitsch and Sturgis, it ain't. Grandma is finally a film I can wholeheartedly endorse. I liked American Ultra, but Grandma is a frankly wonderful character study about a cantankerous bohemian grandmother and her needy 18-year-old granddaughter who are forced to go on a day-long drive around the LA Metroplex in order to gather up $600 that the kid needs before night falls. It's probably Lily Tomlin's best work in years. She plays Ellie, the grandmother, and she is spot on. The script by the movie's director Paul Weitz of American Pie, About a Boy, and In Good Company, and he's also one of the wheels behind Mozart in the Jungle. This script is sharp and smart and truthful and pretty amusing, and Tomlin nails every line. I know she's got an Emmy nomination for Grace and Frankie, which I find really kind of leaden on the streaming services. She's good opposite Jane Fonda, but this movie puts her in a position and in a character that lets her shine. And the kid, played by Julia Garner, manages to keep up with her, and that's no small feat. I thought Grandma was wonderful. And again, I know you like to hear this. Great on video, I'm sure. Good supporting cast, including Marcia Gay Harden and John Cho and Sam Elliott. Anyway, good stuff, Grandma. Digging for Fire is the latest from indie low-budget mumblecore trailblazer Joe Swanberg, and it follows the writer-director's increasingly upward trajectory regarding more celebrated actors in his cast. I mean, he had Anna Kendrick in Happy Christmas, and his buddy Jake Johnson of New Girl on TV, and Olivia Wilde in Drinking Buddies, both of which I liked a lot. And Johnson is not only the male lead in Digging for Fire, he co-wrote the script with Swanberg. As such, it's about a marriage that looks happy on the outside, but may be heading for rough waters. A husband and wife with a young son are house sitting in the Hollywood Hills when the husband thinks he's stumbled upon some mysterious artifacts in the backyard and wants to dig into it. The wife wants him to do their taxes. She gets pissed off to the point where she decides to take a few days and visit her parents with their kid. And, it's interesting. We follow both storylines. And Swanberg's usual interest in hipster types wrestling with the concerns of adulthood is here in large part, and he still has swatches of kind of naturalistic improvised dialogue, and it's funny in a realistic how the hell did this happen way. Again, a good supporting cast, including Rosemary DeWitt as the wife. Orlando Bloom shows up in this. Sam Rockwell, again Sam Elliott, Anna Kendrick, and others. I thought Digging for Fire was cool, and another film that's going to work well with its indie roots on home video. But, I like supporting these interesting idiosyncratic filmmakers. Digging for Fire was cool. Learning to Drive stars Ben Kingsley and Patricia Clarkson. It's a romantic dramedy that's a bit cloying but kind of sweet. The tale of a wife, mother, and highly educated book reviewer in Manhattan whose husband dumps her. And as her life falls apart, she decides to learn how to drive so she can visit her college-age hippie daughter in Vermont and get away from her miseries. So, what does she do? She hires a Sikh driving instructor, a naturalized American citizen originally from India and on the verge of an arranged marriage. And he's somehow a combo of like noble, pious, hardworking, and witty. And the fun begins. Obviously, Kingsley plays the Sikh, Clarkson plays the damaged woman, and the daughter is played by one of the increasingly omnipresent actress daughters of Meryl Streep, Grace Gummer. Her sister Mamie Gummer was in the opposite Mommy Meryl in that crappy Ricky and the Flash. This is a better film, so looks like Grace got the best of this one. And it's better in large part due to Kingsley and Clarkson carrying the film. It's sweet, and again, kind of a personality study. So video is not only not out of the question, it's probably going to be a helpful tool and platform for learning to drive. Finally, let's talk about a documentary that I thought was really cool. It opens today on various video platforms and in theaters. Being Evil. It is a biopic, not a biopic, but a documentary about the self-destructive, self-aggrandizing, and fascinating 70s daredevil icon, Evel Knievel. And he did more than just like play chicken with Snake River Canyon and jump down deadly ramps and between hotels and over rows of vehicles. He was the de facto godfather of extreme sports and programs on TV like Jackass. And it's seen in this incredibly compelling documentary. A man who started out life as a con artist and put life and limb on the line in the interest of fame, money, and good old-fashioned can-do swagger. Talking heads include, Johnny Knoxville, Geraldo Rivera, Tony Hawk. It's a pretty cool film. I liked Being Evil. Seen anything at the movies lately or at home, Alex?
No.
Nothing
really.
major.
Yeah, it's the doldrums of summer, for TV and for what's on TV. Nothing that I could recommend outside of what I've already recommended in the past.
If people haven't seen Humans, I think they should catch up to it. I really love that show.
Yeah, but most people can't catch up to it now because it's off.
Well, you got your DVR. You've been collecting Humans, haven't you, people?
No, they probably not. If they haven't, and I don't know that Sci-Fi has a internet presence. Well, I think you can go to their site maybe and see it. But
it is one of the biggest, highest-rated shows in the history of British television, and it did okay here, I hope.
Yeah.
And they're renewing it for another season.
It was a very good show, I felt. It fell apart a little bit, but it for the most part it held up much better than most shows do. I mean, Mr. Robot is just falling to shreds.
Yeah, I watched like an episode back, and I'm not that negative about it. I'm still waiting to see what happens. So let's put it that way, and I'm invested in it, so I'm going to finish it out.
Yeah, and I've been watching. Let's see here. I've been watching Zoo, which actually isn't a bad little show, and I've been watching Halle Berry's Extant, which is better this year than last year, and Grace Gummer is in that, by the way.
Yeah, the girls are talented. They look like their mother's daughter, and they're talented, but boy, Ricky and the Flash was just, I feel bad for Mamie.
Do they both look alike?
Yeah, they do. They look first off like it's kind of like it's the Damon Wayans Jr.
It is Grace Gummer, and who's the other one?
Mamie
Gummer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
they're good.
Who was in Ricky and the Flash?
Mamie Gummer played the daughter of the Meryl Streep character.
Okay, because Grace Gummer, as I say, is on Extant. She's good.
And she was on the Newsroom too. They're doing good work. Look, Damon Wayans Jr. I actually thought they literally cloned his father, and in this case, the girls are a little different from mom, but they're still talented.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and so far as other TV stuff, gee, I mean, it's not a hell of a lot. I mean, I finally have gotten warmed up to The Brink, which has slowly gotten better and better and better on HBO. That's Tim Robbins and Jack Black. And what else? Was there something else that we were looking at? Yeah.
Wait. Now, Fear the Walking Dead starts on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
Good. You can count me out. Okay, I'm so sick of those Walking Dead shows and just endless lopping off of heads. Nothing happens on those shows. It's a waste of time. You want a good vampire show? There are two other good vampire shows. iZombie, which I love. I just love that show. Which is
the zombie show.
Which is coming back, and I think it's going to do a full season this time. And Zombie Nation, which is done by the same people who did Sharknado, and it has the same kind of goofy sense about it, but it happens to be, I think, a much better zombie show, because all these zombies, Walking Dead is just a one-note zombie show.
Well, maybe this one's different. It's about the origins of the plague. I don't know. Look, you know what? I'm going to taste it. I'm going to give it a taste test. I taste tested Blunt Talk, which is the Starz half-hour comedy.
I thought that was okay.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart plays basically like a nightmare version of Pierce Brosnan. Was that?
It starts this weekend, by the way.
They gave a little taste to everybody. Speaking of tasting, and it's got a very interesting bunch of actors involved, including Jackie Weaver, who's an Oscar winner, and Richard Lewis plays his therapist. Lewis is getting a lot of work. Anyway, I really would like to see where it goes. So
I'm looking forward to that one too. Anyway, I think that's about it, huh?
That'll wrap it up. There's a lot of other films coming out, including Sinister 2. We don't have time to see everything.
Tell them where they can find you.
I'm on Twitter at Culture Blaster. Why don't you drop by, follow, and see what's up. And on Facebook, Michael Snyder's Culture Blast page. Like it, link to our conversations, and listen to Alex and I again.
And we have you, of course, as always, on Roku. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.